Welcome to the channel. Today I'm with Bonnie Pariser, who is a TRE provider. Exactly. I needed to get that word right. Bonnie, I'd like to start with the basics. Can you please explain what TRE is?
TRE stands for tension or trauma releasing exercises. And what it is you do some exercises to get your body a little bit tired and to kind of move the fascia and the muscles around. And then you lay down and you tremor.
Why would you want to do that?
Well, tremoring is a really natural process in a body, whether an animal body or a human body. We see animals like dogs and cats in a thunderstorm, they shake, and then they're fine. Or if you see like an antelope that almost gets eaten by a lion, it shakes, and then it gets up and it runs away.
Is that like it has to do something with the nervous system?
It's a lot about the nervous system.
Is it like tied into kind of like a fight or flight type of thing? Or not really?
Well, absolutely. So imagine a tiger just tried to attack you and you went because that's what the body's going to do to protect itself.
Okay.
It's either going to flee,
freak out,
and that's
run.
The other one. Freak out, flight, or fight. It's going to fight or it's going to freeze. And sometimes it also faints. Like you have possums that just play dead.
Yeah, I think I'm the possum. I'm like, this is so scary.
And everybody does have a tendency, right? Some people are going to be fighters, some people are going to be runners.
Okay.
All of those things that we just talked about, all those F's, including the freak out, is going to happen because of a chemical coming into your body. Hormone's going to come into your body and create one of these responses. And the problem with human animals is that once we're in that response, we tend to stay there.
But kids don't.
Kids don't. That's true.
Right?
Kids get out of it really quickly. But what happens is, as adults, we think, oh, I better not let anybody see me tremoring. I better not let anybody see me afraid. I'm just going to try and cover this up.
Because I'm cool like that.
Because I'm cool and I have to stay cool.
Yeah, okay.
So actually the founder, Dr. David Berceli, one of the reasons he started to think to do this is because he was in a bomb shelter somewhere in Africa and they were being shelled. Okay. And he had two little kids on his lap. And the kids were shaking like crazy. And he's got his hands, because they were scared. And he looks around and he sees nobody else is shaking. None of the adults are shaking. So after that incident, he said to the elders, oh, do you ever feel like shaking when you're in that situation? They said, yeah, but we don't want the kids to see we're afraid. And he's like, oh, okay. Something's here. So he designed this set of exercises that can be used by almost anybody, whatever shape they're in, whatever physical shape they're in, whatever age they're in, to be able to initiate this very natural
shaking.
This natural shaking.
So you actually don't need to be scared. It's kind of like a preventative thing.
You don't need to be scared.
But it's like is it kind of recommended for people that have anxiety tendencies or that maybe can't sleep or that have that kind of emotional issue where maybe they're a little bit more closed in?
All of that.
Or everybody, anybody can benefit.
Anybody can, everybody's got stress. Right?
Yes.
You too, right?
Yes, yeah. Everybody
here. Has stress. And what people say is like, oh, well, when I stop shaking, that means I have no more stress, right? And it's like dusting. You're never finished dusting. Okay. You're never finished surfing the internet. There's always going to be something more.
But you're kind of getting a little bit of that tension out of the body, at least, right?
What it does is, so I learned in Mexico, you don't have the saying that the straw that broke the camel's back.
No, we don't have that.
You have the drop that overflowed the water.
Yes, that's how we do it.
So your glass of water and all the stresses of the day have been going into your cup.
Okay.
One more drop, just your kid saying, I'm not brushing my teeth.
Yeah, you lose it.
So what TRE does is every night, if you practice it every night or every day, you take the glass and you spill out some water.
Okay.
So there's much more room for water. So your kid says that, your other kid says that, you get stuck in traffic, all these drops of water, you're still not overflowing.
Okay.
So when you tremor, you're just spilling out some of the water, and now you're clean, you're an empty vessel, and
you're ready to go.
You're ready to go.
Get a bunch of more water in there.
But most of us walk around, we're like right at the top, and just one drop of water.
Yeah, all of a sudden you get your period. Bye. Okay, so I'd like to see some of these exercises or stuff. The idea is that people could at least practice one of these at home. So let's go through one or a few, and then we'll come back with questions because I'm sure things will occur.
Yes.
So let's go check that out.
All right.
So TRE, how many exercises?
So there are 7 exercises total, but I'm going to take you through the ones that
Okay.
Are
So
really the intense ones.
okay.
You can also
great.
do this.
I get the level intense. That's how much trust Bonnie has in my abilities.
This is the quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This
You
is
can
the-
also do this like if you just did a yoga class, or if you just did a run or a big bicycle ride. You can do the same thing.
Okay,
You
so
can
the
just lay down
idea
and
is
tremor.
that you actually exhaust the body before you get to these exercises?
No, you exhaust the body before you lay down and tremor.
Okay.
So if you were doing a yoga class, you might lay down and tremor right after that without doing
Oh,
any
okay,
of this.
okay.
Yep.
But if you didn't, like I didn't,
Right, you're
what,
going to start
what do
here.
I do?
So
Okay.
you're going to take your feet out a little bit more and sink down.
Okay.
Yep. And yep, that's
How
perfect
down?
right there. You want your hips just a little bit above your knees.
Okay.
And you want your knees right over your ankles,
Mhm.
which we have here.
Okay.
And then you should start to feel, if you're not already, you start to feel your upper legs working.
Yes, this is like a typical work on your legs and bumps,
That's right.
right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And we work on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 meaning you're not feeling anything going on at all. 10 meaning you can't hold it anymore.
Okay.
You want to be at a 7.
Okay.
So when you get to a 7, you're going to come up 2 inches.
Oh, okay. Okay.
How you doing?
And so I just kind of hang out
You just
here
kinda
until I
hang
get
out.
there.
You could-
I have strong legs. Lots of maybe I'm just resisting to tremor. So
you're still. We got a little ways to go.
Okay.
Yeah. But what you can do is actually lift your heels up here, and that's going to make it a little.
of course. Okay. Okay.
Turn up the heat a bit.
So this like will make you kind of in shape while if you do it every evening.
If you do it every evening, but after a while, you don't even need to do the exercises.
Okay.
Once you remind your body it's okay to tremor,
Okay.
and the pathway is there, you can just lay down and tremor.
Okay.
But sometimes we need to convince people like you.
Okay. Yeah. No, because I think it's also like a response of the body. You know, maybe of people that work out. It's kind of like, oh, we know how to do this. What are we gonna do now? No,
Yeah.
like resist.
Yeah, and armoring comes on, and the holding and contracting comes
Okay.
on. And
So here I'm
what are you
at my 7.
You're at your 7, okay.
So I
you
go
come
up
up
a
a little
little
bit, and then you're going to
Oh.
stay there. You can put your heels down if you want. If you want to try lifting the tops of your feet. Yeah.
So you just kind of you're experiencing just kind of shifting your weight until you get to a point where you feel
No, this is special just for you.
oh
Yeah.
okay.
Because we didn't do the other exercises.
Oh, okay. So we're trying to exhaust my muscle.
Yeah.
Okay.
hmm And also, when we're doing this with a group of people and they're figuring out where they are on the scale, it's a way that they start to get in touch with their body.
Okay.
And they start to say, oh, yeah, I do feel my legs. Because it's surprising how many people, once they feel contraction in their legs, are like, oh, something's wrong. It's like, no, that's just what your muscles are doing right now.
I feel like I'm going to end up like J-Lo. Like this is a good thing. But it does. I mean, my muscles are getting tired.
Yeah. Do you want to slide up a little bit more?
Mhm.
Okay.
And
And you want to put your feet down, lift the heels up now. Does that feel different from your heels up?
it feels different.
So generally we hold maybe 2 to 5 minutes. Everybody's going to be different.
Okay.
Like a Marine we might have in here 10 minutes because they're so strong.
because they're good
right?
like that.
Yeah, they do this all the time.
But then on the other hand, maybe they would have more of a reason to want to do something like this. And
Yeah,
let
but they're
off a
also
little-
going to be holding it a little bit more. They're going to be holding it tighter. So we really have to work to exhaust some people's bodies. So people who are in good shape have to be here a little bit longer
Okay, to start.
to start to tremor.
Okay.
Yeah. I like working with the people who are out of shape because it's really quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you're done.
You're done. Get on the floor and tremor.
Of course.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like at a 6, 7.
Okay. Come up another 2 inches. Try your heels down now.
It starts to kind of move the sensation from here to my calves.
Yeah. One of the exercises, the first exercise, actually the second exercise is working on the calf muscles.
Okay.
So you just kind of do this. So we're getting those 2 exercises in one for you.
And also, isn't a lot of the tension that we hold in our calves?
Well, a lot of the fight, flight, or freeze response starts with the muscle grips and the adductors, goes up into the psoas, and goes up into the diaphragm. So in the other exercises, we're doing a lot of work in here and in the psoas.
Okay.
And the calves, just to start breaking up the patterns, our usual patterns. You know, we all have patterns. We've armored ourselves in a particular way. We're walking in a particular way. And so doing these exercises starts to disrupt that a little bit. It starts to shake things up. No pun intended. How you doing?
It feels a little shaky.
Okay.
It's starting to shake a little
So a
bit.
lot of people will start to feel some of the signs of release, a little bit of shaking. Sometimes the body temperature raises. Sometimes people get a little like agitated, like, what's going on? Sometimes people get cold. It's all different signs.
All of them normal then
All
to
of them
feel.
normal.
Okay. So what would be kind of the difference between entering a state of panic and to knowing that you're doing it right? Is the fact that you're okay.
The fact that you can still make communication with somebody, social engagement.
Okay.
That's actually the job of the facilitator, stay in touch with the person and see, are you okay? Or did you just go back in time to when a trauma happened?
Okay.
Yeah, so we watch the eyes, we watch the breathing, we stay in communication. If the person can't answer a question like, what's today's date, because I don't know what today's date, but what color are my earrings?
Okay.
Then we know the person has to actually stop.
Okay. And then you have a different approach.
Then we have a different approach.
But this might not happen if you're on your own. Like, how can we, if we choose to do this at
it's a good
home, how
question.
can we kind of make sure, because a lot of people do have anxiety or panic or that kind of post-traumatic stress. How can they feel safe doing something like this?
So what is recommended when you first start doing this, that you only do it maybe 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay.
And you alternate days, so that if you do it on Saturday and then Sunday you're just really agitated, you probably did it too long on Saturday.
Okay.
So you have to start to regulate. And if you did it 25 minutes, maybe you only do it 10 minutes.
Okay.
And usually people will feel when they're laying down and tremoring, they start to get really emotional and overwhelmed with that emotion. It's too much.
That's too much.
That's too much.
Okay, so
Then
if you're like bawling, you went too far.
Kind of, sort of. Because
Okay.
sometimes this will bring up a lot of emotion, but if you can watch the story, if you can watch yourself being emotional, you go, wow, look at that, I'm crying. It's okay.
Okay. It's only when you're like, crap, this is terrible.
Or you're like, oh
Okay.
my gosh, I'm in danger.
Okay,
I feel
okay.
like...
Then you stop.
Then you stop.
Okay.
Push off the wall. Come
Uh-huh.
up to stand.
With my
With your hands. And then fold over your legs down towards your toes.
fold over.
Reach it. Yep.
Okay.
Keep your knees a little bit bent.
Okay.
Just let your head go. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Good. What do you feel?
It feels trembly
Yay!
in my lower body.
Okay. All right, come on up. And I'm going to take you down to the floor.
Okay. So that was one of the exercises.
That was 2.
Oh, that was 2.
Standing and the folding.
Okay. Which you do in that order.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that, now we're at this other exercise. As you can see, I'm laying face up. And then what?
And then you're going to take the soles of your feet together
Okay.
and knees open to the side.
Okay.
So if you were tremoring at home and your body was moving a lot, this is where you'd rest, just like this.
Okay, because it's more comfortable.
It's more comfortable, and usually the body will stop tremoring here.
Okay.
And if you wanted to stop the tremors, you would straighten your legs out and flex your feet really strong, and maybe even make fists with your hips.
And then that's kind of like your safe zone.
That's your safe zone. If that doesn't work, you roll over to your side, and that should stop you from tremoring.
Okay.
So you're going to start here with the soles of the feet together, and you're stretching your inner thighs a little bit. Maybe not for you, but for other
No,
people. You
it's
feel that?
stretching,
Okay.
it's stretching.
And then the next part is you're going to lift your hips up.
It's like a difficult bridge.
Yep. I call this mariposa bridge.
Okay,
Yeah.
it is.
So you're going to squeeze your buttocks
Uh-huh.
and press your hips up.
Okay. I could see how it would be very easy to tremor in this one.
This is a good position for people to start to get used to their body moving out of their control.
Okay.
Yeah, how's it going?
This one's quicker.
Okay, come down. Rest. Okay, so take your knees up 1 inch, 1 centimeter.
A little bit. Put your
the
knees up a little bit. Okay.
Your head a little bit. Yep. No, your hips down, knees up. Yep.
And there you're also looking for that spot, right?
You're looking to fatigue the inner thigh muscles. take your knees up again. Let's see, right there. No, little lower. Yep. What's going on?
It's kind of comfortable.
Okay. I'll wait.
Okay, let's wait.
Okay, go ahead and turn the soles of your feet flat. Keep the inner edges of your feet together. Yeah. Now your fine tuning is going to be to take your knees a little closer or a little further apart. There's no right or wrong way, just what feels most comfortable for you. So what's going on?
It's kind of unnerving to be shaky like that.
Is it uncomfortable?
No,
No.
not uncomfortable, not scary. It's just weird.
Weird.
Almost like, I don't know, when I'm super, super, super cold, it feels like that.
Yeah, that's right.
In a situation that wasn't so controlled, I would be a little bit panicky.
But you should know this is what your body's supposed to do in any of those situations. So for a lot of people, once they hear that, they're like, oh, okay, my body's doing what it's supposed to do. This is okay now.
Oh, nature's
so some
wise.
of it, how about that? Some of it is just a shift in perspective. It's like, this is okay for me to do.
Okay.
So if you want to take a rest, you just take your knees out to the side. Yeah.
And it immediately stops. Okay. And so you can just kind of repeat this as long as you feel comfortable.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and take your, see?
Oh, that's so crazy. What's most wild about it is that change in perspective of that if this happened and you were just sitting in your car, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack.
Right.
Or something bad is happening. But to kind of go, oh, look, this is an interesting, different physical sensation. Yeah. Okay. Are there people that don't tremor?
There are people who it's harder to get them to tremor.
Okay.
And then there are people who just don't like it. So they'll do it maybe once and that's it.
And then that's it.
It's people who are afraid of it because it is being out of control. So they have to go really slow just to know a little at a time, leave a little of control.
Okay.
And
which is also an issue to work on.
Exactly.
As in itself.
Exactly.
Okay. So, and then when you're done, what happens? Like you go through the exercises, you feel like it was enough, like you kind of emptied your vase.
Yeah. And you straighten your legs out.
And then you straighten your legs out.
And once you feel the tremoring has stopped, just relax. Close your eyes and enjoy the stillness.
It feels less shaky, like the general shaky, not the tremory part. Because usually when you close your eyes, sometimes it still feels kind of tense.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel tense. See, I'm super relaxed.
Okay. Then roll over to your side and come up to sit.
That was so cool. Okay, so just to kind of recap, this is what your body's supposed to do, so we shouldn't be afraid of it. To start a few times a week, and then eventually you could work up to every day if you feel comfortable with it. Is there a preference, morning or evening?
Yeah, that's a good question. So if it makes you very energized, don't do it at night before you go to sleep.
Okay.
For some people, they do it right before they go to sleep because it helps them to sleep.
Because it releases that day tension, and you can.
Some people find that they wake up in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock. A lot of people wake up around then. Tremor, go back to sleep.
Okay. Yeah. And you need a wall, a flat surface, a floor, a yoga mat. Is there more information? Do you have like a website or where people can kind of read more about what you do?
The traumaprevention.com is David Berselli's website, and it has a lot of information. It has lists of providers all around the world and lists of workshops and retreats and trainings. My website at yoga-loka.com has information also about TRE and also a link to the trauma prevention. And Dr. Berselli has a ton of videos on YouTube.
Okay.
So if you put in Dr. Berselli on YouTube, you're going to get all these videos of other people tremoring.
Okay. And just as like I just want to share my personal experience tremoring. Yes, it's kind of wild and unexpected, but it's not scary, and I didn't find it uncomfortable. It didn't make me anxious, and I usually have a tendency to go very quickly into anxiety,
Okay.
so it didn't make me feel that, and it was pretty cool.
Great.
So thank you.
I'm glad
that
you
was
liked
really
it.
cool. I'm glad that we did this, and I hope you guys try this out at home and put down in your comments what your experience with TRE is. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.